I met at the Atheist Convention. Soft, comfy, but cute is the goal, and I hope I succeeded. Here's my drawing, which I am pretty terrible at, so you get the gist. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. Today I thought I would tell you a story about when one of my best friends moved away, and when we cried about it at the Kingdom Hall, we got yelled at by a sister. If you watched my last video, I explained to you how I was not allowed to have friends at school, but I was very lucky to have a group of friends that I loved from church. Now, we often got a talking to about our friendship because it was seen as a clique, and that is a no-no for Jehovah's Witnesses. I didn't consider us a clique, though, just a group of girls who held on tight to each other because we were all we had. There would be regular public talks about being too cliquish, even though we weren't doing anything wrong. If you are a girl, every move you make is looked at under a microscope and judged harshly. We would do our best to make sure that no one felt left out, but enough is never enough. Of course, you can't help if you are closer to some people than others. And even inside of our friend group, I had levels of BFFery, and we all did. It was just known, but we didn't get jealous of each other because we just knew that we still all loved each other, each personality, just different. We were such good kids, honestly. Well, one day our friend was going to be moving a couple states away. We had just turned 16 and had our licenses, but we would never be able to travel alone to go visit, so we knew that our friendship was going to be changing. The day my friend moved was a Sunday, and instead of letting us hang out, enjoy breakfast or lunch together so we could say goodbye to a friend, we all had to go to the Kingdom Hall. Her family would leave halfway through the meeting, so that way we would have to say goodbye at that time. So after the Sunday morning talk, while the song was being sung, we all walked outside. We took group pictures and cried and hugged, and we were laughing because we were crying so hard. We were doing like the ugly boo-hooing. So it was funny. We were just laughing at each other, but we were still sad. We were like blubbering messes. I still have some pictures from that day. Well, of course, we couldn't stay outside for too long because we had to get back inside to listen to the Watchtower study. Of course. But we're still emotional. We're still feeling sad. Our parents said it was okay to go into the back room and calm down and collect ourselves, so we did. I think we were all trying to do our best not to cry, but of course it's easier said than done when you're feeling emotional. You know what it's like. Well, there was one sister sitting in the back room with us. For whatever reason, I couldn't tell you because she could have been sat out front. There were plenty of seats. We were sat at the very back of the back room, and she was sat towards the front where the window is into the main hall. And she turns around, looks directly at me, and says,
"Shut up and stop crying. This is not the time or the place in Jehovah's house to act like that."
I said something to the extent of, our friend is moving away and we just said goodbye, so we're sad. And she says, "It's not like she's dead. You can still visit her." I think I was probably just like gobsmacked that somebody would say something like that. That somebody couldn't show a little compassion to some young ones who were sad. We all just sucked it up as best we could, and the rest of the day is a blur to me. When I told my parents, they didn't care too much about it and probably agreed with what the sister said. Even though it would only end up being one time, we did all get to go visit my friend at her new home, but that was it. That one time, which I knew would be the case. It wasn't too long after I ended up getting disfellowshipped, and she shunned me, and I haven't spoken to her since. I often wonder how she's doing, if she's happy. Has she found freedom? Would she be angry with me today for my stance on the Watchtower? And maybe I don't want to know that answer. I think back to that day inside of the back room of the Kingdom Hall, and I wonder why it was so difficult for that sister to show some agape love, to show a bit of consideration. What was so difficult for her? The audacity of her righteous anger to young, impressionable, vulnerable teenage girls, as if she spoke for God that day. But really, all she was a mouthpiece for the governing body, a little frickin' tattletale, a policer of emotion, someone who took her anger out on some kids who had no ability to stand up for themselves. I hope that one day she knows what true love and kindness is, because finding it inside of that organization is going to be like looking for a needle in a haystack. It sounds like to me whatever it is that you're learning from that Bible isn't teaching you patience and kindness and true love. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon.